And coming to you live from the KeyBank Rink at Lakecomb Harbor Center in downtown Buffalo. It is the third and final matchup of the 2026 Niagara Cup Final. The St. Joe's Marauders and the Canisius Crusaders tied at 1 apiece, and the winner advances to New York State Catholic High School Championship this Saturday, March 7th. Hi, everyone. I am Joe Kraus. Thanks again for joining us here on Western New York Athletics, celebrating 10 years of covering Western New York high school sports. Alongside me once again is the coach, Rich Crozier. Tim Gardner is our producer. Russ Battaglia is our camera operator. And Rich, we made it to Game 3. The Crusaders took Game 2 on Saturday, 5-2. It was the second time this year that the Crusaders recorded 5 goals against St. Joe's goaltender Enzo Murphy. And the Crusaders now looking to win this series. In the regular season, it was 1-1 win apiece, and then a tie back in early February at Northtown Center that we were also there for. But what do you like about this matchup? Canisius, they have the momentum right now after scoring 5 on Saturday.
Well, that was one of the things I talked to them, Joe, about after the game. We had the chance to sit down and have a conversation with some of the players. David Barzak, one of them, the captain, and they're feeling it right now. I told you, feels like a while ago, Wednesday night, I said, Joe, we're making history here. The first time the Niagara Cup's going to be decided by a 3-game series, and of course, right, why wouldn't two teams that are so evenly matched, why wouldn't they force it to a Game 3? I was kind of doing some of the math in the car on the way over, and Joe's won the first matchup 3-0. Then there were 2 one-goal wins. Joe's won in overtime 3-2 in Game 1. Canisius won 5-4 during the regular season. The other regular season was a tie. So if my math is right, not only are we tied in the season series, 2-2 and 1 tie, we are actually also tied by goals. They're completely even coming into this game, and what else could you ask for? Excited to bring it to you, partner. I will tell you, it almost feels like I'm coaching again. Not 100%, but 4 o'clock afternoon matinee, huge student sections, the biggest we've seen all season long, and it comes down to this, a winner-take-all Game 3, Canisius and Joe's. What more could we have asked for, partner? It's going to be an exciting afternoon.
So many storylines, of course, so many players that we have discussed over the course of the season. Evan Hubbard with a team-high 18 goals, 44 points to lead St. Joe's. And on the flip side, for the Canisius Crusaders, it is Carter Butcher, 9 goals and 39 points on the year. Carter Butcher, a former Star Point Spartan. Evan Hubbard coming back from the Junior Sabres for his senior campaign. You see those two guys, and then surrounded by so many talented skaters. Enzo Murphy, Jacob Weist projected to be in net in goal tonight here. What else could we expect? Any players that from the Crow's Nest that we should maybe highlight?
Yeah, I would say, Joe, that you're right on to mention, coming into the season, or maybe just to suggest at the end of last season, St. Joe's peaks at the right time. They knock off St. Francis in the final as an underdog, go on and repeat as state champions. And at that point, I was like, okay, next year is definitely going to be Joe's year. But it is the transfers, the surprises, if you will, and none other than on the Canisius side, their goalie, Jacob Weist, comes from Long Island. He mentioned to us earlier in the year he didn't even hear of the St. Joe's Canisius rivalry, and he has been pivotal in this series. Enzo Murphy, another player not on the team last year, goes through the St. Joe system, plays JV, and here he is in Game 3, looking to lead his Marauders to a championship. Evan Hubbard, as you mentioned, a perfect example, comes back from the Junior Sabres. Evan's been phenomenal this season, and certainly they'll be leaning on him if you're a Marauders fan. Evan was, I know, disappointed with his performance on Saturday afternoon, missed on a breakaway in the first period, Joe, and had a great chance to put Joe's up on the board first. So certainly I would tell you that a storyline is the players that are playing in this game that didn't last year and could make such a difference in the outcome to lead their team to a Niagara Cup championship this afternoon.
TJ Yoder has also been phenomenal for the Canisius defense. Former Grand Island Viking, 5 goals, 15 points on the year. One of the 3 transfers, him, Butcher, and the goaltender Jacob Weiss, that when we talked to Sam Belzito a few weeks ago, those are the 3 players that have filled in the pieces here. As you are seeing the starting lineup for the Canisius Crusaders, first it is Carson Mercado on defense, 2 goals, 11 points on the year, followed by Will Acivita, looking for his first goal, but 3 assists, 3 total points. John Spencer, the first forward, called 11 goals and 20 points on the year, followed by Nick Chimay, who has had a great year as well, his senior campaign, 9 goals, 12 points, one of the co-captains, and it's rounded out on the skaters by Braden O'Brien, 5 goals and 19 points, and as predicted, Jacob Weiss will get the call in the first 2 games. He has recorded 31 saves. That was on Wednesday in Game 1, and also 31 on Saturday. As now the St. Joe's Marauders will now introduce their starting lineups. And they will start here with Max Gilbert, 2 goals, 19 points in his senior campaign. Up next is a fellow senior, number 15, Nicholas Rivet. Nick Rivet, 2 goals and 6 points. And now Jake Economo, the senior, 10 goals, 22 points on the year. One of the veterans, John Cristiano, has relied upon the last 2 years. And then here's Jacob Gordon, number 13, 13 goals, 23 points. And the skaters will be routed out by, as we mentioned, Evan Hubbard, the team high, 18 goals, 44 points. And starting in goal, it is Enzo Murphy, who is going to be the starting goaltender in all 3 matchups here in the postseason. We'll step aside and honor America and then tell you more about both Enzo Murphy and Jacob Weiss. It is the 3rd and final game of the 2026 Niagara Cup Final, and you're watching exclusively on Western New York Athletics.
We pause to consider all those whose lives are impacted by hardships and to reflect on how our words and actions can help us live out our calling to lead with compassion, empathy, and strength. Thank you. Please remain standing as we honor America and those who defend our freedoms, both here at home and abroad, with the playing of our national anthem.
Western New York Athletics is brought to you by Damon University, Logistics Plus of Buffalo, New York, Binghamton University, O'Brien and Ford Personal Injury Attorneys, as well as Colvin Cleaners located in Kenmore, plus SUNY Cortland, Richmond Vona Personal Injury Attorneys, and the United States Army. It is good to be here. It is also good to see some sunshine out here in Western New York. It is a 4 p.m. puck drop, the third and final game to determine who will hoist the Niagara Cup trophy in the year 2026. St. Joe's and Canisius. Let's take a look at the starting goaltenders, starting with the visitors in this matchup, the Canisius Crusaders. It is Jacob Weist making his 13th start and appearance of the year. He has stopped 304 shots on 328 attempts, 304 saves, and Enzo Murphy making his 16th start of the year. A .903 save percentage, 252 saves on 279 shots. Both goaltenders with a goals against average of roughly 1.9 coming into this matchup as we have our first whistle.
Oh, this building is rocking, Joe. 4 o'clock start, perfect for the students. Really, that's who it's all about. How lucky are we to bring it to you? Talked about momentum here. There's been swing after swing, Joe. We've watched both first periods dominated by the loser. I highly doubt that will be the case today. Whoever wins this first period will have a huge advantage, in my opinion, in the championship.
Reve tracks it down. And now here's Ricardo. And now Canisius skating right to left on your dial. We're streaming today here on the Western New York Athletics X, Facebook, and YouTube pages. If you haven't had a chance to do so, be sure to follow us on all the platforms. And we ask that you are able to subscribe to YouTube. Tracking this down is Carter Butcher. Canisius had a good rush on the first attempt. A cross-ice pass that goes over on Pilot. Tracking it down for St. Joe's. Canisius whips it around the dasher. Now Pilot from the far circle. Dumps. Here's a high shot that goes off the glass from Leon Weppel. St. Joe's tries again.
Great play there by Reve defensively. Canisius had a chance, Joe, to go in on a breakaway. He's been fantastic. So is Weppel. Talk a lot about the forwards for Joe's, but the D have been strong as well.
Now Jackson Deacon sends it into the Canisius zone before St. Joe's makes a quick line change. Canisius with a cross pass. Puck comes out to Sean Wellahan, who flips it in. Co-captain on the year, 13 goals, 24 points for the Crusaders. St. Joe's with a cross-ice pass now. On the rush, scale along, the quick pass goes behind. Good effort that time from Brody Fidul, number 23 on your screen, as St. Joe's sends it back in with John Provenzo, but now Canisius tries to get the puck to center. Now a quick reset for the Marauders. It's a cross-ice pass out to Nolan Piper. Now here's Sal Argusa. Short pass sent along, and Canisius tracks it back, the puck into the neutral zone. Backtracking is Piper. Now here's Argusa. Give and go with Piper on the blue line. This is sent back in, and we have an icing. Well, both coaches, Rich, have plenty of experience coaching in these type of games. Sam Belcito and the Canisius Crusaders, 18-4-1 this year. They won a state championship back in 2015. And John Cristiano, of course, he went all the way and won the Catholic State Championship last year. That was just his first year taking over the Marauders, but plenty of experience. He was part of Lindy Ruff's staff during Ruff's first tenure with the Sabres and also coached the national team in Italy roughly 15 to 20 years ago.
Yeah, Coach Cristiano has a ton of experience in big games and working with all sorts of athletes at different ages. I'm sure he's enjoying being able to participate in this game today. It's, as we mentioned, packed house. Specifically, the students showed up, which is, there's no better feeling as an athlete to play in front of your peers. They are just both sections ready to erupt.
And now skating on the far wing, trying to make a cut was Gordon. The puck comes out to the blue line. Low shot that deflects off a Marauder stick. Now Reve Tries to track it down at center. He can't. And Enzo Murphy comes out to slow things down. Still looking for our first shot in this matchup. Almost 4 minutes going by here in the first period. Flipped in by Hubbard before St. Joe's makes a change, and we have a stoppage. And you can hear, hopefully you can hear at home, the eruption from the Canisius faithful.
Well, it almost feels like overtime of game one. Nobody really wants to make that mistake. So strong defensive efforts, making sure they got numbers back. You're correct to say, Joe, we really haven't seen a grade A chance. They credit Joe's with a shot there, but that was a flip from the red line. So it'll come. But just everyone playing a little cautious to start this game. No shocker to me.
Whipple tries to track it down on near boards, but it comes out to David Barzak of Canisius. The cross ice to Carter Butcher. He dekes his way, and then he gets tangled up with James Van Egmond, one of the heroes from game one for St. Joe's. Then the pass on the blue line, intercepted. Deacon was almost off to the races for St. Joe's, and a low shot kicked here by Murphy. Marauders can't clear this out. Lasivita keeps it in for the Crusaders. 12.5 minutes left in the first period. Lasivita steps in. The cross ice pass to Mercado. It goes just wide left. The puck comes out, and you can see the speed once again of Will Lasivita, one of the players that Coach Belcito has relied on.
So they had Butcher backdoor. He just missed it. His hands are so impressive for Canisius. Good shift for them here.
Israel Thoman tried to cut his way in and got tangled up with Liam Whipple. Now skating on the right wing is Sal Ragusa. Flips it off the boards. Ragusa trying to find Provenzo. Puck now in the near corner. Here's Provenzo able to track it down. Short pass here to Fadul. Fadul then gets hit hard from behind. A good hit there from Wellahan. And Canisius has the puck. Try to get past their blue line before St. Joe slips it back to center. Weiss slows it down here. And now here's Jimmy Bruce with a short pass, but it's intercepted by Joes. The puck bounces in front. Weiss makes the initial kick. It's tangled up. Fadul almost tried to cross it back in front. And now here's Canisius with a cross-ice pass to the left wing. Braden O'Brien dumps it out. Israel Thoman with the shot to redirect. Murphy makes back-to-back saves, but the puck is still loose in the crease. It's still tangled up. St. Joe's trying to clear it out. Here's the one-timer. It's blocked nicely by Brody Fadul. He knocked off the shot from TJ Yoder. St. Joe's defense stepping up. 6 minutes gone by in the first period.
Well, it's the offense, though, that's also stepping up. That's a huge block. Murph has to make 3 saves here, Joe, and they're all big ones. First of all, great play. Here's the first save. Pops right out a second. Looks like a third. He goes to cover it. It's still loose for a long time right in this area. Joe's doesn't want to put their hand on it because if they do, it's going to be a penalty shot. It then pops out to the point. Huge block shot. Good flurry for the Crusaders there, and you're right, Joe. A huge block to prevent the first goal.
Brody Fadul doing a little bit of everything for St. Joe. 7 goals, 17 points, and that block shot. Crusaders 3 shots so far. Marauders with 2. Now skating his way to center is Jake Economo, who whips it around the dasher. It is tracked down by Yoder, and then St. Joe's keeps it in with Jacob Gordon. Now Rivet at the blue line from the right point. A big save by Weiss. The puck comes out. Another big kick save from Jacob Weiss, denying Hubbard dead on. Jacob Weiss showing once again the athleticism that we have seen all season.
Well, there's the back and forth, right? Murphy at one end. 1, 2, 3. Weiss says, I'm not going to let him shine just today either. Original shot comes in. This is where it's dangerous. Pops out into the crease. The quick shot by Hubbard. No problem. Weiss kicks it out. Makes a great save. So great goaltending at both ends here, Joe. Early on in this decisive championship game. Third and final, winner take all.
Lasivita. Now Mercado with a quick pass to Carter Bridge. Carter Bridge, 16 goals on the air. Here's the cross ice. Setting it up for David Barzak. His shot goes behind the St. Joe's net. Just missing by a couple inches that time was Barzak. Team leader in goals, 21 on the year. The puck comes out. Barzak grabs it. It's knocked down by the skate of Joes. They'll try again with Lasivita. His shot goes wide as well. Canisius firing it all in so far as we're down to now 9.5 minutes to go in the first period. Weppel tracks it off the board, sends it in. Pass intercepted by Ron Pilot. Puck bounces towards the near corner now. It is Jackson Deacon. The cross in front. It's not out. Pilot trying to get the puck on his stick. Joes keeps it inside the zone with Weppel. And now Canisius will reset. Good to see Jackson Deacon fully healthy. Of course, he was not able to compete last year due to his unfortunate injury, but he was still supporting his teammates every step of the way. And now the leader trying to help St. Joe's win another Niagara Cup.
We got a huge goal Wednesday night in overtime. Led Joe's to winning game 1.
Provento, the cross, just out of the reach of his line mate, and here comes Canisius. Wellahan skating on the right circle. Wellahan backhanded shot, quickly saved by Murphy. Both teams 4 shots so far in this one. Struck down on the Marauders' blue line. It's flipped back in by Philbin. And now St. Joe's will try again. Puck makes its way to center. Ragusa tries to get it back, but here for Canisius is Yoder. Now Jimmy Bruce skates his way to center. Bruce cuts his way in over the line. His shot deflects off of St. Joe's stick. It's checked down by the Marauders along the near boards. Cross-ice pass. Marauders make their way to center. The pass just a little behind for Economo. It's sent back into the zone by John Spencer. Murphy comes out to slow it down. 7:40 left in the first period. Thulman, now Ricardo. Big tangle up near center ice. Canisius able to find the puck with Spencer. Now it's Lasivita. Now the stretch pass out of the reach of Nick Chimay. St. Joe's trying to track this down from behind. It's cleared off the boards by Economo, and now the Marauders trying to make a rush. They set it up for Hubbard. Hubbard crosses, steps, fires. It's knocked down nicely this time by Carson Ricardo. And now here come the Crusaders on the left wing. Nick Chimay, his low shot kicked there by Enzo. 7 minutes to go in the first period. Deacon trying to flip it out. It's checked by Ricardo of the Crusaders at center.
Crusaders playing with a ton of confidence, Joe, and do you blame them? Winners 5-2 on Saturday afternoon, and they're attacking Joe's, not holding back. They're impressing me so far.
It was Wellahan, Butcher, and Yoder who helped the Crusaders jump out to a 3-0 lead in the second period. It was scoreless at the end of the first on Saturday. Both teams then exchanged 2 goals apiece in the final stanza. 5-2 victory for Canisius. Wearing their road blue and gold jerseys tonight, Enzo Murphy makes the stop.
One small thing I'm picking up on is Joe's is dumping the puck in more than I've seen them all season. That is definitely strategic and calculated. They're trying to wear down the Canisius D, where Canisius is attacking with a rush every time, and they are getting the time and space, able to walk into the zone, Joe. We'll keep an eye on that, but that's a change that I'm sure Coach Cristiano has implemented.
Deacon tries to flip it out. A heads-up play there by Yoder to send it back in. Now St. Joe's will try again. The pass too hot off the stick of Van Egmond. And now the Crusaders weaving their way in their defensive zone. Bruce with a stretch pass right to Carter Bridge. Bridge steps, shoots, it's knocked away. Canisius tries again. The puck comes out. A lot of bodies in front. The shot goes just wide from Barzak. Trying to jam it in on the near side of Murphy.
Murph lost sight of it for a second. Barzak just misses. It's the wrong guy, too, that you don't want the puck on his stick, Joe.
Ron Pilot sends it towards the Canisius net, and Jacob Weist makes a stop.
Let's take a peek at this. Really good. Tim Gardner, our producer, all over it. This one just misses, but again, Canisius on the attack. Puck comes around, and Murph thinks he has it. There's Barzak just missing. Credit the St. Joe's defenseman. I think he got a stick on it, Joe, to disrupt. But Barzak comes inches away from taking a 1-0 lead for his Crusaders.
Luke Barzak inadvertently flips it into the Canisius bench.
Quick first period here. Only 5 minutes to go left in the first. Back and forth action. Unlike our first two games where really a team dominated, this is pretty equal. In shots, it's 5-5 as well, Joe.
Both game one and game two, the first period ended in a 0-0 tie. Then the scoring started in the second period in both the first two games. Game one, of course, ended in an overtime finish for St. Joe's on Wednesday, 3-2. Canisius, as we mentioned, were the 5-2 victors on Saturday. And here we are on Tuesday. Check that on a Monday, March 2nd, here in game three. Feels like a Tuesday, though, as St. Joe's tracks it down on the end line for a moment. Now it's Bruce. St. Joe's. Now Bruce again sends it towards the net. It's tracked down here by Ragusa, who flips it down the ice. And we have an icing with 4:15 remaining in the first period.
Joe's has been dumping the puck in, trying to put pressure on the Canisius D. Credit Canisius, they've done a good job on their breakout. Coach Cristiano has a third guy high in the zone, and he's kind of being like a corner that is, trying to read and react to the play. A couple times they've gotten flat-footed, and Canisius has done a nice job being able to attack out of their zone. See if they're making adjustment to that, Joe.
Evan Hubbard, the pass out of the reach, but Pilot, or check that Gilbert from the blue line, just missing. Now Gilbert resets it from the left point, kick save by Weeks. The puck comes out. Crusaders able to send it toward the near boards. Now skating along is Spencer. His shot goes a little behind. It's tracked down now by Gordon, who flips it to center. 3:40 left in the first period. No score between St. Joe's and Canisius. The third and final game of the 2026 Niagara Cup Final. The first ever year that the Monsignor Martin has had a best-of-3 for its championship on the ice. St. Joe's trying to win in back-to-back years here. They defeated St. Francis, a 3-2 come-from-behind win last year, the last Friday of February out at KeyBank Center. Bruce sends it in. Now Gilbert on the far corner. Van Egmond skates away. Back to Gilbert, who sends it low off the boards to Rivet. Rivet back behind to Gilbert. Gilbert, his pass goes down the ice, and we have an icing.
Yeah, they matched their counterparts in New York City. The announcement today was that Chaminade won. So Chaminade will travel to Buffalo next Saturday, Joe. They will take on the winner of this game for the New York State Catholic Championship. As we've discussed, St. Joe's is the back-to-back winners. And by the way, undefeated. Yes, undefeated in state championship play.
An offside is called against St. Joe's.
I should also mention that Canisius has a couple state championships as well, and they are undefeated. So the Western New York Monsignor Martin representative has fared very well in the Catholic State Championship over the years.
The puck comes out to Jackson Deacon. Deacon steps, shoots. It's blocked out nicely by Will Acivita. The puck then out of the reach here of Carter Butcher. Enzo Murphy covers it up. Another big play on defense from Will Acivita.
We'll have that game live, Joe, on the Western New York Athletic Network. She'll be great next Saturday. I believe that's after the two regional games, so I believe it's a 3 o'clock start. I'm confirming that. It is a 3 o'clock start. We'd love for you to join us. One way to do that is just to hit subscribe, and it will come right up on your feed. if you're watching at home.
Two minutes left. Here's a high shot. It's covered up by Weist once again. Continuing to give Evan Hubbard fits here, Rich.
Canisius has done a good job of keeping JOES to the outside. That last shift prior to this one, the shot came through, but no, even though there was a rebound, no one could get to it. So credit the Canisius defenseman with some strong play.
Hubbard from the right point. Gordon, cross-ice pass to Piper, steps in, shoots. Canisius tracks it down. Now Ragusa gets hit hard. Canisius with the puck, trying to get it to center. It's sent back in by Hubbard. Bruce whips it around behind his net. The puck bounces out at center ice, and here come the Crusaders on the attack. It is John Spencer, the cross-ice to Nick Chimay, and he scores! Nick Chimay off the cross from John Spencer, and Canisius takes the 1-0 lead with 1:19 left in the first period.
Well, what a play by Spencer, Joe. I thought he was going to shoot. I think the whole building did. How he even knew Chimay was there, you can't hear a thing. But he feeds Chimay on a 3-on-2, it looks like. Joe's had a tough bounce. Bounced over a stick, and Chimay with the one-timer. Just learned recently they call that 7-hole under the armpit of Murphy.
Nick Chimay with his 10th goal of the year. It is also the first time in this series, Rich, that we've had a first period goal since both teams had one goal apiece in Game 3 of the regular season, February 6th at Northtown. But what a play, as you said. Nick Chimay from John Spencer. John Spencer's 10th assist of the year.
Tough bounce over the JOES stick. They go for the forecheck, and that led to the rush.
Loose in front. It was Carter Bridge that time, but Murphy gets a good kick. Under 30 seconds left in the first period. Bridge on the far boards. Now the cross. St. Joe's has the puck. James Van Egmond. Van Egmond crosses the center. Now it's sneaking on the right wing. The puck is loose. It's tracked down by the Crusaders. Reve sends it back in. 5 seconds to go in the first period. And the Canisius Crusaders, their fan base fired up, able to punch in one of their 7 shots here in the first period past Enzo Murphy. 1-0 Canisius. The Marauders, Rich, had 10 shots in the first period, but no goals.
Yeah, but you also have to talk about quality versus quantity. And the quality shots actually were on the navy blue and gold side. JOES, while they were able to get shots on net, they were mostly from the outside, and they weren't able to get to the rebound. So credit Canisius, looking really good in the neutral zone, attacking JOES, not hanging back, certainly feeling the momentum from the big 5-2 win on Saturday afternoon, and they take a 1-0 lead here. The first goal we have seen in a first period in the 3-game series.
And we'll step aside and take a short break. More to come from downtown Buffalo on Western New York Athletics.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
I choose this MOS because I like to work on things, have hands-on.
Tracker is very important to the Army because it's a very versatile and just modular platform. There's several different variants, and that allows this one vehicle to do several different missions, and it's very important to support just the light infantry and their mission.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. You will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNYAthletics. Your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. Crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Choose the twos. Get the help you deserve.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, and you only get one chance to make a first impression, then your professional image is pretty important to your career success. Hi, I'm BJ Stack, owner of Stack Studios, proudly introducing Headshots by Stacks. Did you know that according to LinkedIn, profiles with professional headshots get 21 times more views and 36 times more direct messages? That's a lot of attention. And with a headshot by Stacks, you can be sure that your image will be the talk of the corporate town. Every headshot by Stacks goes through a 3-step editing process. We whiten teeth, we erase blemishes, we soften shadows, we even change out backgrounds, just to name a few. So your headshot makes a first impression that lasts. And with our headshot packages starting at just $99, it's never been more affordable for you to look your best. So, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, what are people saying about you?
And we are back here. First intermission, Canisius leads St. Joe's 1-0. Joe Kraus, Rich Kozier, Tim, and Russ with you all as well. And shots on goal, 10 for St. Joe's, 7 for Canisius. And for Canisius is Jack Grillo in net tonight. He is wearing the number 1 jersey tonight. We were just informed that Jacob Weiss is unfortunately at home due to a medical injury, so we wish Jacob the best of luck in his recovery. But, Rich, let's talk about the first period, and if we have some highlights, but your thoughts on period number 1.
Great period, back and forth, a lot of energy in the building. Canisius, though, this is a perfect example. Just attacking on the rush. And while they didn't have as many shots, Joe, they had a lot of chances. Murph had to be real strong here. And this pops out, the block shot. St. Joe's playing a little bit more of a dump and chase game that period. Quick shot by Reve there, the rebound. And it's Jack Grillo with the kick save and a beauty. Here's the goal. Or no, it's not. I'm sorry. But again, this is an example of Canisius just being so strong on the rush. Backhand here. Murph had to be strong. And watch as this continues to play. This one just missed. This is where Barzak had the open back door. Keep it going for a second, Tim, if you can. This pops out. Here's Barzak that comes in. I'm going to break down this goal, but look at it. You don't want David Barzak having such a good chance. Stop it right there. So here's the play, Joe. It was a kind of an unfortunate situation. It pops over. This, I believe, is... Yeah, it's Piper. So the puck pops over Piper's stick. He does a good job. He's focused on the puck carrier. We also have Ragusa. He's focused on the puck carrier. The whole building is thinking that Spencer's going to come in and shoot it. I'm going to let this play out. Stop it right there. Look at the numbers, though, and this is what I'm talking about. Oh, no problem. No problem. 1, 2, 3. Both defensemen go after the same guy, okay? This back checker, too, right here from Joe's, he's got to pick up a stick. He might be focused on here. I don't know how Spencer knew that Chimay was there, because this building is as loud as I've ever heard it in the decade it's been open. Chimay's going to take a one-timer, and it beats Murph right here. Okay? Just learn this, Joe. It's called the 7-hole. Of course, we know between the legs is the 5-hole. This area between the pad and the blocker, right here, it's called the 7-hole. Okay? You learn something every day, kids. And it beats Murph 1-0. Credit Chimay. Known Nick for a long time. By the way, Smallwood graduate, Nick Chimay. Would have think maybe he would have went to St. Joe's, given that his principal was a St. Joe's guy, but he decides to go to Canisius, and he gives his 10th of the season, no bigger, by the way, right, Joe? No bigger all year long. Nick Chimay, 1-0. Canisius is attacking. They're going out to win a championship today. Joe seemed a little tentative, willing to dump it in, not getting to some loose pucks. There is a lot of pressure right now on these young men. Talked to you about it before, Joe. 15, 16, 17, some 18-year-olds out here. That's a lot of pressure for a full building. If I'm John Cristiano, I'm preaching to my guys, go out and win it. Don't be afraid to lose. Go out and win it. and take control of this game. It's a 3-period game, thank goodness. But that first period goes to the Crusaders.
We'll step aside and take a short break and come right back on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
And welcome back, start of the second period, and it is Jack Grillo, the senior, in net for the Canisius Crusaders. He has had a good start to his career, a great start of his career overall, we should say. This year, it's going to be now his 11th start, 12th appearance, .900 save percentage, a 2.40 goals against average, and this is Jack's first appearance against St. Joe's since way back in late November when he had 35 saves on 38 attempts. That was a 3-0 loss for Canisius against St. Joe's, but Jack Grillo gets the call, and get a chance to talk with Sam Belcito a few weeks ago. He said that he has been able to rely on both Grillo and Jacob Weiss, who is out for today's contest. Just that nice 1-2 punch for him in net. It makes his life certainly a lot easier when he can rely on two quality goaltenders, and Jack was able to stop 10 shots from St. Joe's in the first 17 minutes of play.
Well, Joey looked great. You look great. Jacob, I know you're listening. We're wishing you all the best, buddy. And just know that your teammate, the senior, gets the call to win a championship. Your teammate looks good. And I know your teammates are all rooting for you. Tough situation, but we know you're a tough kid, and you'll be back as soon as you can be. So Canisius with the 1-0 lead. Grillo in net, the senior, gets the call on game 3. The next man up mentality, Joe, and he looked fantastic.
St. Joe's try to get the pass to Gordon. It's checked off the boards by O'Brien. O'Brien, now the pass intercepted by Joe's, by Hubbard. And then the puck bounces out to center. Here is Braden O'Brien again, who flips it towards the St. Joe's net. It is checked down by Max Gilbert. Now Hubbard flips it up to center. It's a race for the puck on the right wing. It's sent back in along the center with Hubbard. Hubbard sends it back into the Canisius zone. Mercado, now Jacob Gordon gets the turnover for St. Joe's, and the Marauders reset at center. Sent back in by Gilbert. Grillo slows it down. Now Lasivita sends it off the boards to Chimay. Cross-ice pass to his right. Here's Mercado. Mercado with a high shot. It's knocked down. Trying to jam it in, but the puck comes out. Man, Braden O'Brien was right there, Rich, to try to punch it behind Enzo Murphy.
What a weird bounce that was. I'd love to take a look at that, Tim, if we can grab it. There's a buzz in the student section too. I think it got behind Murph. And then I don't know what happened, but it popped out to the middle of the ice so quickly. Let's take a look real quickly here. Murph doesn't have it fully. Oh, he tried to flip it and hit Murph in the back is what he did. Great chance by Canisius. Joe, I'm going to be Captain Obvious here, but the next goal in this game is so critical. Canisius gets up 2-0. Whoa. Joe's looking to respond here.
Here's Jackson digging the cross in front. Ron Pilot just missed it in front. The puck is loose through the crease. The net was wide open for a moment. Ron Pilot, James Van Egmond were right there as the puck goes down the ice.
On the broadcasting cue, trying to set the boys up in gray and maroon. And oh, what a chance here. Grillo looks like he lost his footing too, but it starts with Deacon. Great play. Feeds it over to Pilot, who just misses on the backhand. Von Eggman has the whole open net. Credit the Canisius D for picking up Von Eggman's stick. Couldn't get to it cleanly, but that was a great chance for the Marauders.
Fadul sends it in. Is Bruce tries to get the puck back. He's tailed up with Fadul. St. Joe's picks up the puck on the Canisius blue line. Cutting in is Provenzo. Provenzo dumps on the near boards. Fadul in the scrum there for St. Joe's. And a low shot from the blue line knocks off of Bruce's skate. Ragusa sends it behind the net. Now Fadul tangling up. Fadul sends it low off the boards. Low shot that bounces just out of the reach of Fadul after the shot from Ragusa at the blue line. And then it goes all the way down, and we have another icing.
Good start by the Marauders. A little bit more of a sense of urgency here to start the second period. Trying to get pucks in front of the net on Grillo, who's been perfect so far, saving 11 of 11.
Puck bounces in front. And now here comes Canisius skating left to right in the second period. Spencer goes along. Spencer tries to go behind the net. He's pressured by Gilbert. And now St. Joe's with the puck. Skating on the left wing, it is Economo. Jake Economo and St. Joe's going into the offensive zone. Lecivido with another big hit for the Crusaders. 3.5 minutes gone by in the second period. Canisius still leads 1-0. Rivet takes a bump close to center ice. The puck picked up by Spencer, who flips it into the St. Joe's zone. Enzo Murphy slows it down. Now Gilbert with a near side pass. Gordon with a great pass to Evan Hubbard. Hubbard on the right wing. Hubbard tries to turn, it goes in, and they score!
Oh.
What a move from Jake Economo, and we're tied at 1.
What a great play by Hubbard, Joe, and Economo does the rest. As the kids say, silky, silky smooth. Here's Hubbs. He sees, first of all, how he knew Economo was there. Jacob with the patience, the senior, makes it look easy. Let me tell you at home it isn't. This is game 3 for all the marbles, and Jake Economo decides to pull that. What a goal for St. Joe's.
And we are now tied at 1. Jake Economo with his 11th goal of the season. Evan Hubbard his 27th assist.
Hubbs goes through the wickets here. Not a strong back check by Canisius. Grillo extends the pad, but as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the next goal was huge, and Joe's gets it to tie this game on one of the prettiest of the series.
Maybe one of the prettiest of the season as well, as St. Joe's on the rush. Van Egmond shot is blocked down by the Crusaders. Crusaders cut in, bodies tangle in front. It leads to the goal. Canisius takes a 2-1 lead. It is Carter Bridge on the rebound.
All of the Joe's players went with the puck. Murphy makes the original save. There was going to be a penalty on the play, but either way, this is going to count, and what a response by the Crusaders. Part of the momentum went into Murph. That's the complaint over by the Joe's bench, but This goal is going to count.
What a play from Carter Bridge, just standing in front of the St. Joe's net. That's his 17th goal of the year.
Bridge is impressed. It's the Bees on this Canisius team. Butcher, Barzak, and Bridge, and they've been big this whole series, Joe. What a response by the Crusaders. Just as JOES ties this game up, they come right back and score.
Yeah, Luke Borzak's shot is blocked. That is 2 goals in a 33-second span. Jake Economo first for St. Joe's to tie us up at 1, and then Carter Bridge, one of the 4 co-captains for Coach Belzito, 17th of the year, to bring Canisius to a 2-1 lead.
It's a tough response if you're a Marauder fan. So again, an odd man rush. Great speed here as they cut in. There's the penalty. The momentum does cause the Crusader to run into Murphy, but it's Bridge with the open net and just pops it in. He goes hard to the net, which is what good players do, Joe. And wow. Crusaders come right back and take the lead.
$11 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the second period. As the puck goes all the way to center. O'Brien swinging a miss. It's puck picked up here by Charlie Mishka. Mishka along the near boards. Mishka gets hit hard. The puck comes out. It's checked down by Canisius' Chimay. Chimay sends this down the ice, and we have an icing. The first half of Big Monday here at Western New York Athletics coming up at 8 o'clock tonight at Canisius University. The Crusaders and the Marauders go at it on the hardwood for the Manhattan Cup. We have our team there at Canisius. You can watch it right here on Western New York Athletics. Rich, you've been around the rivalry for so many years. When you have multiple events going on at the same day in the same season, how does that just make it even more exciting?
Well, it's got to be one of the best days in the history of the rivalry. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Hockey and basketball. Joe, I'm a member of the class of 94 for St. Joe's, and, you know, I'm a 50-year-old man, and I'm thinking about on my Monday night, I'm going over to Canisius to watch a high school, Canisius University that is, to watch a high school basketball game, and not even thinking twice about it tonight. That's what the rivalry does. You're just so proud of your team and what it means to you, and I'm really just excited thinking about both communities. What a day to be in the student section.
Again, that is an 8 p.m. tip-off. You can watch right here at Western New York Athletics X, Facebook, and our YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe as there's a big hit along the near boards. The puck comes out. It is tracked down. Long shot from TJ Yoder and a big save right into the chest of Enzo Murphy.
Weppel's been so good defensively. That was a 2-on-1 again. That's where the Crusaders are really taking advantage in this game. It's the neutral zone that they're winning. St. Joe seems to be on the wrong side of the puck, Joe, often on the rush. Their back check is not terrible, but I'm just surprised at how the team speed on Canisius they're using to such an advantage.
Nick Rivet finds Evan Hubbard, who skates on the left wing. Hubbard trying to find Economo. Hubbard with a cross-ice pass. Rivet sends it to the far point. It comes out to Hubbard. He shoots. The shot goes just high. The puck goes behind Jack Grillo. St. Joe's still has the puck. Then Canisius and St. Joe's a big scrum. St. Joe's wanted a penalty called, but we play on. Skating all the way to center is Tommy Long. Then the cross-ice pass to Mercado. His shot bounces off the glass. It's still in play. Jake Economo has the puck. It is flipped up in the air at center. And then it's checked down by Luke Borzak of Canisius. Borzak, in his senior campaign, 8 goals, 15 points on the year. Now Hubbard tried to slow it down. Instead, we have an icing.
There's another 3-on-2 by Canisius, Joe. Again, they're winning the neutral zone. And it's their team speed. They're grabbing the puck and just attacking. That's what they've used to their advantage. Again, the Marauders have goal scorers and they can score. Economo is a perfect example of that. Hubbard just missing on that last shift, but it's the rush game of the Crusaders that has impressed me halfway through this championship game.
Yoder with a cross-ice pass to his right. Bruce steps in. It's blocked nicely, but not out. Yoder tries again. His shot goes wide. Puck checked down along the right circle, and then St. Joe's able to flip it to center. Now Brody Fidul in the action. Then a big hit on the blue line as John Provenzo takes his man down. But, Rich, we're going to have our first penalty.
No, we're not.
Check that offside.
Offsides. You got fooled. I don't blame you because the Crusader student section, they believed it was a penalty too. And they erupted over there, but it was just an offside, so we play 5-on-5. This game has not been as physical as you would think it would be. Again, I think some players might be a tad tentative, Joe. You don't want to take that penalty. Both power plays have been great in this series. Joe's on Wednesday night went 2 for 2. Perfect. And then there was the big power play goal on Saturday by Canisius that got things rolling. So power plays and special teams have made a difference. No wonder the teams have been a little tentative not to finish the big checks.
Sean Wellahan was the guy for Canisius on Saturday that scored on the power play. Canisius' first goal on Saturday as well. Carter Butcher, TJ Yoder on the assists. Canisius with 10 goals on the power play. St. Joe's with 17 after their success on Wednesday. Under 8 minutes to go in the second period. Thanks again for joining us today on Western New York Athletics, wherever you are listening, however you are listening. Thanks for making us part of your Monday. Joe Kraus, Rich Crozier, big thanks again, like they have all season, to Tim and Russ working behind the scenes to make everything look good and make our lives easier.
We're live on YouTube today. We will be as well next Saturday. Click subscribe, and you'll get a notification when we come back on live. That'll be the Catholic State Championship. One of these two teams will be playing in it, Joe. Should be a lot of fun next Saturday. Excited about it.
Carter
We've got a
Butcher.
great one here.
Absolutely. A 2-1 at Canisius lead as Lasivita. Both teams knotted up in the shots on goal department. As you can see on your screen, 13 apiece. Grillo slows it down. Now Bridge trying to get the puck out of his zone. St. Joe's tries again. Jackson Deacon shoots it. Goes wide. Jack Grillo did not know where that puck was going. Marauders with a cross-ice pass to Caden Gibson, who steps in. And Grillo sees it head on and makes a stop. And we have some pushing and shoving in front.
That'll lead to nothing. Just a little bit of a scrum. Deacon with the shot. It goes off a Canisius shin pad, Joe. That's when Grillo lost sight of it. That could have easily deflected in the net. Instead, it went into the corner. Quick pass comes out to Gibson, as you mentioned. Hayden's a 3-year veteran on this team, a back-to-back state champion. His shot, though, hits Grillo in the chest.
Economo tracks it down. St. Joe's now with Max Gilbert. The puck comes out to center. Now Hubbard racing for it on the near boards with Nick Chimay. Big hit that comes out. It's a stretch pass setting up for Braden O'Brien. O'Brien, low shot, knocked away by Murphy. John Spencer tracked it down for a moment, and now St. Joe's working on the near boards. The puck comes out on the left wing to Economou. Give and go with Ronnie Pilot. Pilot steps in, middle of the zone, his shot, and a nice save from Grillo as the Marauders had their man Economou collide into him.
Yeah, I like that play. Joe's delays as they enter the zone, and Economou goes hard to the net. Get some traffic in front of Grillo. That's what you're going to need. Right before that, it was Canisius on the attack. Their breakout passes, Joe, have been tape to tape. Impressive.
Marauders win the draw. Cross-ice pass. Gilbert tracks it off the boards. He takes a shot. It goes off a Crusader skate. Now Reve. Reve sends it. It goes just past Pilot's stick. Now Gilbert reloads. Gilbert. Now Reve, who steps in, shoots. It comes out. And Bruce sends it down the ice. And we have another icing with 5:42 left in the second period.
Real good shift there. Hubbard and Economou have been great. Player we know that can put the puck in the net is Ronnie Pilot for Joe's. Second in scoring for them. 17 goals, 25 assists. This line has been good.
Piper with a cross-ice pass to Ragusa. Now Piper. Now Hubbard. Now Pilot. Pilot skates in, does a little cut. It's not enough space for him to get a shot off, but Hubbard now helps it on the near boards. Piper sets it up. Ragusa's shot blocked. He gets the puck right back, flips it back to his left. Crusaders now with the puck on the far end of the ice. Skating to center. It is Sean Wellahan who steps in. His shot goes high off the glass, and he tracks down his rebound. Puck bounces at the blue line. It is Ricardo back to Wellahan. From the left circle, low pass. Tried to wrap it around was Mahoney, and it's tangled up. St. Joe's making its way to center. Ragusa, his pass intercepted by Borzak. Borzak tangled up with Hubbard. But the puck comes out to Economou. Jake Economou steps in, shoots, and Grillo makes the big play.
What a great play by Economou, coming off that lane that I always talk about, Joe. He picks up the puck here. I love how he cuts to the middle. Quick shot. Grillo's been good, though.
Puck bounces in front. Now Canisius, Barzak flips it to his right, but out of the reach of Butcher. Yoder. His pass caught in the skates of Van Egmond. And now St. Joe's looks to reset. Weppel turns. His pass jumps away from Van Egmond. Now Barzak flips it low for Canisius off the boards, but out of the reach of his line mate. St. Joe's tries again. Under 4 minutes to go in the second period. Skating to center is Jacob Gordon. Gordon turns to his right. The pass bounces to Van Egmond, who shoots. It goes off of Grillo. The rebound comes out to Van Egmond, but not for long. Skating along for the Crusaders. A nice play from Jimmy Bruce, who finds David Barzak. Barzak cross ice and just missing his corner Butcher. Barzak gets it behind the St. Joe's net. 3.5 minutes left. Barzak flips it down. No one was ready. And now St. Joe's is on the rush with Van Egmond. Van Egmond tracks it on the right wing. Van Egmond flips it around on the near side. Stopped there by Grillo. Marauders again, this time on the near boards. Van Egmond flips it behind. Now Yoder gets tangled up. Crusaders still with the puck. Low pass to center. Out of the reach of Butcher. No icing. And St. Joe's, Rich, on the offense again with 3 minutes left.
Well, this save that Grillo just made on Von Egmond was his best of the game. We know all about James. He's his goal scorer, Joe, and point-blank range from the slot. Jack Grillo being tested and really showing up today for his Crusaders.
Grillo with 16 saves here so far. Enzo Murphy to counter the St. Joe's net with 13, but it's a 2-on-1 for the Crusaders. Stepping in the cross, just bouncing away from Spencer. Big battle on the near boards. Crusaders have it. Spencer the cross ice, the one-timer, kick save by Murphy, and then the puck bounces into the net before Nick Chimay and a shot for his second goal.
Just delayed a second, or Chimay would have had his second. Great puck movement here by the Crusaders. Stop it right there, Tim, if you can. Chimay right here, he paused for a second, Joe. If he would have went hard to that net, he would have gotten this puck cleanly. And look at the open net. Just misses it. Good defensive play, too, by the Marauders. What a hockey game this is, I have to tell you. Both teams putting it all out there, Joe. I've been around this game for a long time. This is very, very great hockey.
Economy, the one-timer, Pilot just a little behind. No one was around Pilot for that attempt as we have under 2 minutes to play. On the near boards, Gilbert sets it up for Rivet. Rivet, the cross ice off the board, checked down by Hubbard. Now Hubbard along the near boards. Looking for a teammate. He gets tangled up with Spencer instead. St. Joe tries again. The big cross. And now here is Canisius. On the rush, it is Spencer skating in, 2-on-1. Spencer takes a shot. Murphy gets the initial stop and sprawls for the rebound. And now some more pushing and shoving.
Huge save by Murph there, but another Canisius odd man rush. Joe's just continually getting on the wrong side of the puck on the rushes, Joe. O'Brien. No, excuse me. Spencer elects to shoot it, then pass. But Murph with the glove makes a great save. Another grade A chance, though, for Canisius. But back and forth action.
Deacon wins the draw against Barzak. St. Joe's flips it to center. Barzak. Cross ice pass blocked by Deacon, who flips the puck to center. Now on the rush from behind is Gordon. Gordon checks it off the far boards. Now Van Egmond give it a go with Gordon. And the puck jammed behind the Canisius net. Last minute of play. It's still a big jam, and then we have a stoppage.
Jacob Gordon, we've talked about him before in the broadcast. He's just a big, strong kid. Outskates the Canisius defenseman. I've liked this line of Deacon, Von Egmond, and Gordon. Looks like Coach Cristiano is going to make a switch, though. Sends out the Hubbard line, or actually just switches the center, leaves Gordon and Von Egmond out there. They're going to kick Hubbard out because of the late change. Gordon will take it. Get involved sometimes in these cat and mouse games, Joe. JOES is the 1 seed. That means they got the home advantage, meaning they have the last change. Both coaches elect to keep the same lines out there for this important faceoff.
Yeah, the Crusaders won it. The puck comes out. Van Egmond tracks it to the near boards. Now the Marauders stepping in is Weppel. It goes off the back of his teammate Gordon. Gibson sends it to the near side. Gibson gets it back. He fires. Goes wide to right. Weppel with a chance. It goes behind the net as well. Now Hubbard sets it to the blue line. One-timer that goes wide from Gibson. Then Weppel a try. And it bounces off and into the netting. And Rich, 4 shots for St. Joe's in a matter of a few seconds.
Well, it's just good hockey there. Joe's peppering Grillo from every spot. Coach Belcito makes the change, sends out the Barzak line. 15 seconds to go here. Joe's desperate to tie it up. Looking really good here to close out the period.
Puck bounces off the far boards. Now here's Gibson. From the left point, he fires. It goes wide. Might have touched the stick of Pilot. Last 5 seconds of the frame. The puck bounces away from Gibson. It's a race in the St. Joe's, and David Barzak steps in, but his shot goes high and wide right to end the second period. You can see Sam Belzio clapping on behind the Canisius bench, fired up with his team's performance. 2-1 at Canisius through the first 2 periods of play.
I didn't think Barzak was going to get there. That's an interesting last play. I think he broke his stick on the shot, to be honest, Joe, because he missed it wide right. That's something you want to say here in Buffalo, but he did. And what a hockey game. 18-18 the shots. Of course, the biggest storyline is the response by the Crusaders. Economou with one of the prettiest goals we have seen, Joe, all year. Only to be negated 34 seconds later. Crusaders come down and score off a scramble in front that was going to be a Marauder penalty. What a hockey game. Don't go anywhere, folks. Huge third period awaits us.
We'll be right back after this short break on Western New York Athletics.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it. With hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
I choose this MOS because I like to work on things, have hands-on.
Tracker is very important to the Army because it's a very versatile and just modular platform. There's several different variants, and that allows this one vehicle to do several different missions, and it's very important to support just the light infantry and their mission.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. You will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNYAthletics. your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. Crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Choose the twos. Get the help you deserve.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words and you only get one chance to make a first impression, then your professional image is pretty important to your career success. Hi, I'm BJ Stack, owner of Stack Studios, proudly introducing Headshots by Stacks. Did you know that according to LinkedIn, profiles with professional headshots get 21 times more views and 36 times more direct messages? That's a lot of attention. And with a Headshot by Stacks, you can be sure that your image will be the talk of the corporate town. Every Headshot by Stacks goes through a 3-step editing process. We whiten teeth, we erase blemishes, we soften shadows, we even change out backgrounds, just to name a few. So your headshot makes a first impression that lasts. And with our headshot packages starting at just $99, it's never been more affordable for you to look your best. So, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, what are people saying about you?
And welcome back, getting ready for the start of the third period. As you can see once again on your screen, the Zamboni going by, getting ready for this third period. Joe and Rich with you, 2-1 Canisius over St. Joe's. And Rich, let's take a look at some of the highlights from that second period. You talked about it, 2 goals in a 33-second span. St. Joe's striking first.
Well, look at this play by Hubbard through the legs. Puts it right on a Economou stick. Stop it right there, Tim. I feel like you saw it originally. I thought he was going to shoot it. Look at the patience. I mean, Grillo's out here. Jake Economou with one of the prettiest goals. Go ahead, Tim. Just tucks it in. Putting the kids to bed, as they say. Night, night. But momentum wasn't that long. Stop it right there, Tim. It's the power move, Joe. You know, how many times do we talk about it? The power move to the left. And he comes in strong. Now he's going to get the infractions here, the stick. But as he gets taken out, he's going to pull Murph with him. Okay? And then the open net, kind of a weird goal. Joe's didn't like it. There's the ref, the arms up. Here, whole open net. Murph's been infracted with, right? He gets hit. And Canisius with, 33 seconds, Joe? What a response. Carter Bridge, he's been so good. Then just the back and forth here. Both teams. Economou again. Grillo with a great save. This is an unbelievable hockey game. I love this play by the Crusaders. Nice low shot. Chimay just waited 1 second. Otherwise, Nick, pronounced Chimay, would have had it. Another 2-on-1 by Canisius. Great glove save here by Murph. Looks off the shot by Spencer. Both goalies have been great. Remember, Enzo Murphy, Joe, he's only a sophomore. 2-1 Crusaders in the decisive game 3. Again, on paper, I would say it's slight advantage to Joes. They're the co-champions of the regular season. I say slight advantage just because if you look at like the goal differential, I think Joes wins it slightly, but this series has been unbelievable. Credit to Monsignor Martin. You know, they kind of got misplaced over there in the Federation, and this is their response. We're going to have more great hockey. We'll go to a 3-game championship series, and unbelievable. Just looking it up right now, St. Joe's on the year, Joe, had a plus 69 goal differential to Canisius' 44. 96 goals on the year for Joe, 79 for Canisius. Again, I'm digging deep because it really is such a coin flip here. And looking at Coach Belcito, looks relaxed over there, Joe. Look across. Coach Cristiano, too. This used to be the time in the year where I'd say fewer and fewer words. At this point, it's time for the players to do what they need to do. I've been in this position, and it's one as a coach where sometimes you just got to sit back and say, okay, fellas, go out there and take care of business. And are we 17 minutes away from crowning a championship, Joe, or do I dare say overtime? I'll be selfish and say extra hockey for me today is not a bad thing. These two teams have been fantastic.
Well, we'll step aside and take a short break and come right back on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Education has power. Binghamton University students discover it, apply it, unleash it. Unleash your education today.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
You're taking a live look at the Canisius Cavalry here at downtown Buffalo. The Crusaders all dressed up and supporting their hockey squad. We mentioned this is Big Monday. Canisius and St. Joe's. A reminder, coming up again at 8 p.m. right here in Western New York Athletics. Ryan Gallo and Mr. Energetic Tom Prince have the call when the Crusaders and the Marauders visit on the hardwood for the 2026 Manhattan Cup. You can watch all that action from Canisius University, home of the Golden Griffins, right here on Western New York Athletics. So, Rich, I'll ask you, like I always do, start of the third period. We usually indicate it's about the first 5 minutes of play that can dictate when it's late in this game. If you're John Cristiano, if you're Sam Belzito, how do you address the first 5 minutes?
I think the message is the same by both coaches. Now, John Cristiano is definitely preaching attack. It's now or never for the Marauders. They got to go at Canisius, but I'm actually going to say the same thing if I'm Sam Belcito, who I'm not, but I'm telling my guys to continue to attack. Do they start to look at the scoreboard and say, Joe, I'm up 2-1. All I have to do is play defense and be okay. And I don't know if that's what. Certainly, if I'm a coach, I'm telling them to continue to attack. They've been really good. My headset is coming in and out. I think it's the noise we have. This place, folks, we can't do it justice on TV. It is rocking here at the Harbor Center. What a championship series we've had, partner, and thrilled to bring it to our friends at home watching on YouTube. But again, I would be attacking and coming right at you.
Western New York Athletics, we've been covering and celebrating high school sports in Western New York for the last 10 years, all the way back to 2016. It was St. Joe's that took the first matchup 3-2 in overtime on Wednesday, and then Saturday, Canisius evened up the series with a 5-2 win. So Canisius gets the first shot, and now a face-off coming up, Rich, here in the St. Joe zone.
Yeah, Crusaders came into this game with some momentum, Joe, and they've looked good. Again, their team speed has impressed. They've had those odd man rushes that have been dangerous.
Barzak's shot goes off the stick of Deacons and out of play. Heads up play from the captain, Jackson Deacon.
Huge play by Deeks to get his stick in that lane. It pops out to Barzak right in the slot. That is flirting with danger, and thank goodness Deacon got his stick there. Can't imagine that Barzak would have missed.
Marauders able to win the draw. It's a battle on the St. Joe's blue line, and it comes out for Canisius. Barzak with a quick pass over. And now Deacon tracks this down. Now skating along, it's a cross-ice pass right to Gordon. Jacob Gordon cutting in, goes past Yoder, kick save, and a big stop from Jack Grillo. Puck still in the Crusader zone. Van Egmond in on the fight. Barzak flips it over to Yoder. Now here's Yoder, cross-ice pass to Barzak, and then a stretch pass to Carter Bridge, who has the Crusaders' big goal, the go-ahead at the 12:26 mark of the second period. Then the pass for St. Joe's a little behind Gordon, and now on the rush it is Carter Butcher. Butcher crosses in, and a big firing shot from Bridge goes wide. Crusaders reset. At the point, Butcher with a quick pass over to Lasivita. Now on the far end, here's another one, and Enzo Murphy able to deny Carter Bridge.
Murph's been good again today. Great glove save there. Again, we talked about it right before the start of that period, Joe. What was Canisius going to do? From that first forecheck, it looks like they are going to bring two guys back. So Sam Balsito, I'll confirm it, but it looks like he makes an adjustment on the attack. You see how they have four back here, Joe? So they're definitely focusing more defensively for this period.
Economo, backhanded pass, but Pilot's shot goes wide right. Pilot tracks down the puck, and then it's cleared out nicely here by Canisius' Carson Mercado for an icing. But you just said the defense, St. Joe's got right in the heart of Canisius' play.
Well, you're going to just need to attack with good passes, and they did. Ronnie Pilot, here he is on our screen. Gets the one-timer, just misses, Joe. Didn't get all of it. Ronnie Pilot, we know, can put the puck in the net. But yeah, the Crusaders bringing four back. They're going to try to hold on here and play a defensive period. Let's see if it works out for them.
Here's Canisius with the puck. Now Rivet. And then Gilbert. Long-time line mates on the defense for St. Joe's. Still trailing Canisius 2-1. 2.5 minutes going by in the third period. Hubbard sends the puck to the right wing. Jake Economou crosses, dumps it off. Hubbard sends it to Gilbert. His shot bounces over the boards and behind the net. Canisius tracks it down. A quick pass. Gilbert keeps it in the zone. Mercado. His pass deflected by Pilot's stick. And now St. Joe's on the rush with Evan Hubbard. Hubbard tangled up with Lasivita. Hubbard goes behind the net, turns to his right. The puck comes out to Rivet. Rivet glides in towards the right circle. His pass intercepted for a moment. It's cleared to the far boards. Then Canisius sends it down, and we have an icing.
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of this. So it's what I thought might happen. Again, it's all a game of strategy, and what do you want to do? So Canisius is going to really focus on playing strong defense. You'll see them ice the puck a lot, Joe. They won't take any chances. They're going to make it real difficult, but they make the shift from attacking to D They attacked all day so far and were successful. Interesting decision.
Now on the rush, Jimmy Bruce steps in, shoots, and high. The puck hits the glass and quickly out. Another chance. It just misses the stick of Carter Bridge. Bridge tries again. The pass intercepted. David Barzak trying to set up Carter Bridge on a chance right in front.
Oh, Bridge just missed it. Nice low shot. Got tipped. Just misses the net.
Now a turnover. Carter Butcher gets tangled up. Liam Weppel in on the fight for St. Joe's. Bridge goes behind the Marauders net. He gets pinned. And now here's Jackson Deacon. Deacon turns back at center. Almost stolen by Barzak. Deacon flips it over to Van Egmond, but it's broken up nicely by the Crusaders' TJ Yoder. Now Butcher at center. Yoder able to help him out at center. Quick pass to the left wing. Here's Bridge. Bridge goes past Weppel. Bridge, the cross in front out of the reach of Butcher, and here comes the St. Joe's Marauders. Ron Pilot on the far wing. He gets tangled up, and we have a penalty coming up here to Canisius. St. Joe's trying to cap it in, and then a stoppage. The play continued as Canisius needed to touch the puck to stop play, but St. Joe's had a good run.
Critical power play coming up here. First, we'll take a look at Canisius. Quick shot, nice save by Murph. Here's the backdoor play. Looks like Weppel just got it. This is Pilot driving to the outside. Bruce takes him down, so power plays we've talked about were a big part of this series, Joe. None bigger than this one right now.
Marauders 17 goals on the power play this year. The last two coming in game one of this series for the Niagara Cup final back on Wednesday. Evan Hubbard skates his way in. He finds Gilbert. Check that Pilot. Give and go here with Hubbard. Pilot and Hubbard and Van Egmond with a touch. Van Egmond cross ice to Weppel. Weppel turns at the point. Weppel, quick pass, deflects off a Crusaders skate. The puck goes behind the net. Now it goes to Hubbard, back to the point with Weppel. Quick pass, cross ice off the boards. Hubbard tries to track it down. He gets pressured by Luke Borzak. The puck comes out to Liam Weppel, who finds his man. Quick shot blocked in front. A lot of bodies in front of Jack Grillo. Another big shot denied, and Canisius able to clear it out. Heads up play by the Canisius defense.
Grillo made that first save, Joe. It was a big one. And then the scramble in front, Joe's can't get to it. Canisius has been strong in front of him, clearing out. I've made the comparison to almost like where you're going to get a basketball rebound, Joe, blocking out. It's so important that you protect in front of your goalie. Von Egmond could not get to the loose puck.
Marauders on the rush. Back to Weppel at the point. Down to the last 15 seconds of the power play, our game's first power play. Weppel steps in, shoots. It's knocked to the near boards. Weppel in on the fight again. He gets tangled up with Nick Chimay. The puck comes out to center. Down to zeros on the clock, and we're back to 5-on-5 action. Canisius on the rush. David Barzak steps in, low save, and Murphy makes a cover up. What a penalty kill there for Canisius.
Just gigantic. Joe's had their chances. They're moving the puck. Again, credit just the Crusaders. Strong defensive play, and Bruce steps out of the box. Gets it over to Barzak, who cuts to the middle. Murph again has to be sharp, which he has been, and makes a nice pad save. Shots are 21 apiece.
Big scrum. And Fadul tracks it down. His pass intercepted by Israel Thoman. Thoman deking his way along the far wing. Thoman gets pressured. He had the puck, tried to jam it in. The puck comes slowly along the dash here with Siva. Sends it out with more speed. 9:40 left in the third period. Another shot. Murphy makes the save. It comes back out to Lasivita. Pass off the boards. Now Thulman. Now Lasivita takes his shot. It bounces behind the net. Marauders trying to get this puck out of the near corner. Here is Max Gilbert. Now a quick pass to Brody Fidul, but Canisius tracks it down. Here's Lasivita. Cross-ice pass to McCardo, who whips it into the St. Joe's end. Now Salargusa dumps it behind. One of the leaders for St. Joe's, this is Nick Rivet. Sends the puck to the right wing. Now Jake Economou, who scored and tied up our game at 1 at the 12:59 mark before Carter Bridge gave the Crusaders a 2-1 lead. Here's John Spencer along the far end. Spencer turns, setting it to the open TJ Yoder. His shot goes behind. It's the netting and out of play.
I think Murph got a piece of that with his helmet. Spencer again, what a play. He set up the first goal, shifts and turns. Let's see if Murph gets a save on this. I think it hit him in the helmet. It did. Credit Canisius there. A couple really good shifts after killing off the penalty, Joe. Clock continues to be on their side with the 2-1 lead. They are only attacking with one forward, so that's the adjustment that Coach Belcito brings. I've actually been impressed with how JOES has countered it. But it's a 1-2 that Coach Belcito is implementing. Trying to keep all of his players on the right side of the puck.
St. Joe's on the rush. Weppel checks it off the boards. Now Gordon's shot goes wide. Deacon trying to send it back. He gets hit hard, and now here comes Canisius again. Now Gibson. Now Deacon. He slips. It's checked down on the near boards. And now Canisius behind their net. Puck is flipped and bouncing into the St. Joe's end. Checked down by Carter Bridge. Bridge sends it along to near boards, but here's St. Joe's again with Gordon. Jacob Gordon skating in. Gordon tried to dump it off. He got hit, instead drilled by TJ Yoder, and we have an icing.
Big hit. Gordon looks for a late guy. He wasn't there as he turned. He gets hit. And Joe's doing a good job, Joe, of attacking this 1-2-2. Feel like they're getting momentum off of their rushes still. But Canisius able to clear the puck quick. It's not sustained pressure too much by JOES. And again, the clock is on their side.
Since the first period, Canisius has outshot St. Joe's 16-11. Marauders had the edge at the end of the first 10-7. Here's Rivet. Now Gilbert, cross ice to the right circle. Pilot, low shot. The puck comes out, just bouncing away from the line mate Rivet. And St. Joe's will try again. Now a big cut. Cutting in his Pilot. He gets it from behind. The puck goes down into the St. Joe's zone.
Really strong defense by the Crusaders here, Joe. Battle in front, loose pucks. Joe's desperate to get to him, but Crusaders, again, credit their strong positional play. Here's the shot that comes through. A good tip in front. That's Economou. Von Egman comes in. Grillo makes the save. Canisius totally fine to ice it. 6:42 to go here in our third game in this series. Winner takes all. Heads to the state championship next Saturday at 3. Winner of this game will play Chaminade from New York City.
Crusaders flip the puck to center. Now Ragusa trying to backtrack as Butcher applies the pressure. Ragusa tracks this down, sends the puck to center ice. Yoder is passed out of the reach of Bridge, and we have another icing.
So what we have here, Joe, is I've seen this many times in my coaching career. You've got a team that has elected, we're going to hold on. Now, if Canisius happen to get the scoring chance, obviously they'll take it. But they're going to hold on and try to win this game 2-1. JOES is just going to attack and try to tie it up. It's offense versus defense. Who takes it?
Here's Canisius. Spencer on the far wing gets past Gilbert, then turns back. Short pass that comes out to Bruce, who fires. Big glove save for Murphy. Spencer trying to jam it in on the near side. Now St. Joe's on the rush. It is Gordon on the right wing. Takes a long shot and another big save from the senior, Jack Grillo.
Wow.
Jack Grillo, we mentioned Rich the first time he faced him, 35 saves on 38 attempts. So far, he has stopped 23 of 24.
I thought that one was going to sneak by him. He's been great. Again, hasn't played in a while, gets the call, and it's been fantastic. What a story this will be. Canisius is able to hold on here. The senior stepping up for his team. Not expecting to play today.
Crusaders on the rush. Quick pass, goes a little behind Bridge. Now Pilot tries to send it up. Bruce sends it back to the blue line. Here comes JOES again on the rush. It is Hubbard. The quick pass to Economy. Bodies collide in front of the net. And then a big hit on the far end. Canisius gets the puck. A big scrum. And it comes out on his knees. Carter Butcher gets up and skates to center. It flips it in. Quick pass to center on the right wing to Pilot. Cross-ice pass. Economy steps in, shoots, and another big stop from Grillo. Canisius can't clear it out. St. Joe's tries again. The one-timer. What a goal. Evan Hubbard right in front, and we're tied at 2.
Huge, huge goal. I thought Grillo had it, and there was going to be a whistle, Joe. Play continued. And it's Hubbs. Comes back to JOES because he wants to contribute. The senior beats Grillo. Here's the whistle, or I thought what was going to be a whistle, and it wasn't. Comes across. Is that Economou that feeds Hubbard? We are tied at 2. This changes the complete complexion. Canisius, who was happy just to play defense, now with 5 minutes left, are in a tied game.
Another shot. It bounces away. Deacon trying to get the puck back, but it comes out to Nick Rivet. Rivet, the cross. No one was there. And now here comes Canisius on the rush. John Spencer cuts in. Spencer goes past his man, his defender Gilbert. Checked down the near boards by Barzak. 4.5 minutes left. A low shot. And Murphy sprawls out to cover it up. It was Evan Hubbard recording his 19th goal of the season at the 5:08 mark to tie this up at 2. St. Joe's now with 27 shots on the night.
Again, the thought is that Grillo had it. He didn't. This goes to, I believe, it's Ronnie Pilot. Excuse me, Joe. Ronnie Pilot feeds Hubbard, and he buries it. Ties this game. Biggest goal of the season for JOES. Desperate to get it. Ties this game up.
Ron Pilot, his team leading 26 assists of the year. And now we're going left to right with St. Joe's again. On the rush, Hubbard takes a shot. That goes wide. Now it's Weppel along the near boards. It is tracked down by Bruce. Pass intercepted by Gibson on the blue line. St. Joe's tries again, and then the puck goes through the skates of Caden Gibson. We're down to 3:43 and ticking here in the third period.
This is the best Joe's has looked all game, Joe. They've got all the momentum right now. Canisius needs to be careful.
Canisius and St. Joe's going head-to-head. The winner advances to the Catholic State Championship next Saturday as Deacon. He gets lost, and here comes the puck for the Crusaders. Quick turn. Wellahan turns back, gets the pass off. Lasivita loses a stick. It breaks on the ice. Wellahan sends it behind. Now Spencer, backhanded shot from Wellahan, no. St. Joe's clears the puck out to center. This goes down the ice with 2:47 remaining. And Rich, this is an unbelievable atmosphere. And of course, this is one of those days that our good friend Andrew Miller would have absolutely loved to see Canisius and his school, St. Joe's, go head to head.
Oh, Millsy would have loved this. We miss him. Such a class act. And spent so much time with Andrew. He said to me, Coach, you mind if I come on the bench? I said, not at all, as long as you give me the pictures. Just a fantastic guy. I think about him all the time. And I know Millsy is here in spirit. He would love this game, just like I'm enjoying it myself.
Canisius on the offensive attack, a big hit behind the ice. Crusaders were looking for a call, but we play on. Down at 2:25, and St. Joe's has the puck. It was 1-0 Canisius at the end of the first period. Both teams tacked on a goal apiece in the second. Crusaders had a 2-1 lead, and now we're tied at 2 as knocking on the door again this time is Charlie Mishka in the action. And we have some pushing and shoving. That's a name, Rich, we haven't said a lot today. Charlie Mishka, 9 goals, 27 points, and he gets in on the action here for Coach Cristiano and company.
I love Charlie's game. He's a good player. He's been looking good. Hubbard is just taking it to another level. Coach Cristiano double shifting him. Economou and Pilot join Hubs.
Pilot, quick shot. Knocked away by Grillo. Here comes Canisius. On the quick rush, Spencer. Spencer cuts in, heads up play by Gibson on defense. The puck comes out to center. Pilot on the far wing. Pilot crosses in. Knocked away by Lasivita. Pilot tries again on the far boards. Pilot and Lasivita. The puck comes around to the near side now with Liam Weppel. Now it goes behind. Here's Pilot. 90 seconds left in the Niagara Cup final. Who will advance to states next Saturday? It's flipped up to the far end. Pass intercepted. The Marauders working along. It's a big hit. It's slowed down by Mercado. It comes out now. Gordon trying to get it away from Mercado, who whips it out. But the St. Joe's Marauders trying the blue line again. Low shot from Weppel. Knocked down in front. Another heads-up play from the Crusaders, but St. Joe's gets the turnover. They'll reload here. We're at the last minute of regulation, tied at 2. Van Egmond for St. Joe's. Tries for the wraparound. Bodies collide. We do not have a call. We play on. This goes all the way into the St. Joe's end. And we have an ice in with 49.6 to go.
Hartsey, I've been in a bunch of these, right? And at this point, there is not going to be a penalty unless you're taking away a scoring chance. So we play on. 49.6 here. Huge face-off. Canisius on a couple of their clears could not get it out.
Marauders win the draw. Here's the shot. Knocked away by Grillo. The rebound tracked down. Marauders try the end around with Hubbard, but he couldn't jam it. It's still behind the Canisius net. Barzak makes his way. A long cross-ice pass to Wellahan, who sends it in. We're down to the last 30 seconds of regulation. Still tied at 2. It is Gilbert. Pass intercepted by David Barzak on the near side. Barzak, the cross ice, setting it up for Luke Barzak. The shot is blocked. A second time blocked by the Marauders defense, this time from Deacon. Marauders are on the loose. Van Egmond cutting in on the right end. The cross in front, stepping in, shooting. It would have stopped, but it's not out of the zone yet. Down to 5 seconds left in regulation. Van Egmond fires. It's kicked out by Grillo, and we are going to overtime. Evan Hubbard was right in front, had a good chance, but instead, Rich, we go to overtime for the second time in this 3-game series.
Unbelievable. What a hockey game. What a series. Marauders, since scoring the tying goal, have just been incredible. Let's take a look at this. They blocked the shot. Come down the other way. It's Von Egmond with the pass. What a pass, by the way, to Hubbs. Grillo with the huge save. Game-saving, championship-saving attempt there. Wow, partner. People ask me all the time, do I miss coaching? I do not miss this. This is intense. Credit the Marauders with coming back and tying this game. Next goal wins it all. This place will erupt.
Western New York Athletics bringing you this contest here from downtown Buffalo. Big thanks to everyone tuning in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure, if you haven't yet, to subscribe to our YouTube page. We have more action to come, including at 8 p.m. tonight on the hardwood. These two schools, St. Joe's and Canisius, for the Manhattan Cup. Shots on goal, 30 for St. Joe's. That's 28 for Jack Grillo. And for the Crusaders, 25 shots. Make that 23 saves for the sophomore star, Enzo Murphy.
Well, Joe, I know you want to go to a break, but again, if you're watching at home, you are watching what has to be one of the best high school hockey games. I'm not being dramatic that I have ever seen. The back and forth action. Both teams know what's at stake. A trip to the New York State Catholic Championship next Saturday. Putting it on the line. Again, the classic decision, right? Canisius says we're going to try and hold on and just play defense. And for a long time, Joe, it looked like the Crusaders were going to white-knuckle it all the way to a 2-1 championship victory. And it took a lot, but Evan Hubbard comes back from the Junior Sabres, wants to play high school hockey his senior year, and gets the biggest goal of his career off the one-timer. Again, the beautiful pass by Ronnie Pilot. And we're heading to overtime to decide the Niagara Cup Championship. I can't imagine that Pete Schneider and the league leaders could have even dreamt this up for the first year to have a 3-game series and it to be determined in overtime. By the way, as you mentioned, partner, the second time we go to overtime, it was Jackson Deacon who won it. Seems like a month ago now, Wednesday night. Wow, this has been incredible.
Well, let's step aside and take a short break. You're watching Western New York Athletics.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
I choose this MOS because I like to work on things, have hands-on.
Tracker is very important to the Army because it's a very versatile and just modular platform. There's several different variants, and that allows this one vehicle to do several different missions, and it's very important to support just the light infantry and their mission. –
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. You will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNYAthletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. Crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Choose the twos. Get the help you deserve.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, and you only get one chance to make a first impression, then your professional image is pretty important to your career success. Hi, I'm BJ Stack, owner of Stack Studios, proudly introducing Headshots by Stacks. Did you know that according to LinkedIn, profiles with professional headshots get 21 times more views and 36 times more direct messages? That's a lot of attention. And with a Headshot by Stacks, you can be sure that your image will be the talk of the corporate town. Every Headshot by Stacks goes through a 3-step editing process. We whiten teeth, we erase blemishes, we soften shadows, we even change out backgrounds, just to name a few. So your headshot makes a first impression that lasts. And with our headshot packages starting at just $99, it's never been more affordable for you to look your best. So, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, what are people saying about you?
And welcome back to the Lakecomb Harbor Center in downtown Buffalo. We are heading to overtime. The Canisius Crusaders and the St. Joe's Marauders tied at 2 in the third and final game of the 2026 Niagara Cup Finals. Joe Kraus, Rich Crozier with you as we take a look at some of the highlights. St. Joe's outshot Canisius 12-7 in that third period. And both teams, Rich, they had good opportunities once again.
Yeah, as we had mentioned in the broadcast, Sam Belcito really just was hoping a white knucklet. They were looking for a 2-1 championship is really what was going on. They had some chances early in the period. Murphy, who's been great all series, made some good saves. This one we think went off his head, but it was JOES then that really countered. And I was mentioning the nice job that Canisius was doing, really defending the house, coming back hard and protecting Grillo. I'm going to take a look at the tire. It's no bigger. Here's a 2-on-1 that, again, almost went in the net. I thought Economou just missed it. I'm going to have you stop a few things here, Tim. Stop right there. First thing is, everybody thinks it's a whistle. Grillo has it covered. I'm trying to see what happens here. He never has it covered. So the ref was right there. Here's the puck if you're watching from home. So Grillo doesn't cover it, and his defenseman grabs it, so we play on. This clearing attempt is a bad one. Doesn't get out. We rewind it again, Tim. So the defenseman here for Canisius tries to ring it around the boards. One of my least favorite plays in hockey, by the way. And here's the play, okay? Pilot with the backhand pass to Hubbard. Hubbard, he's going to grab it on his stick right here, Joe. And look at how much net he has, right? And it's just a one-timer, and Hubbs comes back. And then then the Marauders just a barrage of chances. I don't know how they didn't go up 3-2 and win the championship in regulation. Again, credit Grillo. Didn't know he was starting. Didn't expect to, and he's been fantastic. He's a senior, looking to be the hero for his Crusaders. Economou and Hubbard, the goal scorers, also both seniors. And that's the emotional side story of this, Joe. For some of these seniors, it's their last time putting on the uniform, and they don't want it to end. And quite honestly, partner, I've been on, I think, 55 games, something like that.
54, yep.
Been doing this for 2 years with you. I'm going to tell you something. I don't want this to end. Some people say, Coach, you miss coaching. Not today. I don't want to be coaching in this. This is nerve-wracking. I'm nervous as a broadcaster. It's been just some great hockey. Credit Monsignor Martin to go into this 3-game series. And man, oh man, the emotions. The roof is going to come off this place. Be ready, partner. JOES Canisius, Game 3. Winner to go to the state championship. Niagara Cup on the line. Next goal wins. We couldn't have written the script better. And I'm going to tell you, whoever scores this goal will remember this for the rest of their life. They'll be telling their grandkids about it. What an atmosphere here at the Harbor Center. Happy to be doing it with you, partner.
Canisius wins the draw. And we're underway. Overtime hockey on Western New York Athletics, celebrating 10 years of covering high school sports in the 716. Pilot gets tangled up with Lasivita. Lasivita has the puck. It is tracked down by Nick Chimay. St. Joe's coming into today with a 23-2 record. Canisius 18-4-1. So we will have a face-off now in the Canisius zone towards the right, towards the left of Jack Grillo. Jackson Deacon and David Barzak going for the face-off. It's won by Deacon, but Canisius has the puck. Now Van Egmond. Now Gibson sends the puck off the low boards. Now Deacon back at center, who sets it over to Weppel. Liam Weppel sends it into the Canisius zone. It is tracked down from behind by Jimmy Bruce. Now Canisius on the rush. Bridge trying to feed off the pass from Barzak. And now it's tracked down in the near corner by St. Joe's. Then a turnover from the right circle. David Barzak, low shot that bounces just wide right. Good attempt there from David. A team high 21 goals on the year. Puck comes out to center. Now on the rush, it is Weppel who sends it in. It is slowed down along the dasher by Canisius.
Barzak's shot hit the side of the net. He's a dangerous player to be having the puck at that point. Sam Balsito, I want it on his stick. So, Joe's Canisius, the biggest rivalry in Western New York, Joe, comes down to the next goal. St. Joe's, of course, the back-to-back Niagara Cup champions, looking to three-peat.
Lasivita now well ahead. It's high in the air and out of play.
Canisius has played a great series. Mentioned a couple times, I've been impressed with their team speed. They don't seem to be as fast in the third period, but again, they were focusing on defense.
Crusaders win the draw. Lasivita at the blue line. It is now tracked down on the near boards and comes out to center. Just out of the reach of Hubbard for the Marauders. 2 minutes going by in overtime. Murphy slows it down with the paddle. Now Max Gilbert. Then a give and go. On the left wing, it's Pilot. Pilot stops. Looks, takes a shot. It goes wide and tracked off the boards by Rebay. Now at the point, it is Gilbert. His shot bounces off of Lasivita's skate, but not out of the zone. Pilot tracks it down for the Marauders. He gets hit hard by Lasivita once again. Now it's Braden O'Brien with a stretch pass well out of the reach of Sean Wellahan. And we have an icing and another face-off, Rich, in the Canisius zone.
Those are the passes that earlier in the game Canisius was connecting on. You know, listen, this is a really emotional game. They were 5 minutes away from winning, so to suggest that they wouldn't be a little bit off is, you know, just not human. They're going to need to settle down, start connecting. That was their bread and butter throughout the first two periods. They were so good at their transition game.
St. Joe's looking for the three-peat. Canisius looking for its first Niagara Cup since 2015. But on the rush, it is Jacob Gordon. Sidesteps, backhanded shot, goes wide. Gordon tracks down the puck off the boards. Van Egmond flips it to the blue line. Here's the shot from Rebay, knocked down nicely by Yoder. It whips around the dasher. Weppel tries to keep it inside the zone. He does. Weppel, cross-ice, pass intercepted by Yoder, who flips it to the right wing. Canisius on a 2-on-1. It is Carter Butcher dropping it off the shot. It leads to the goal. TJ Yoder with the game-winning goal from Carter Butcher. And for the first time since 2015, the Canisius Crusaders are the Niagara Cup champions. 3-2 in overtime.
What a shot. What a play. They deserve to be champions, Joe. Difficult for me to say it, but let's give credit where credit is due. Not a fluke goal, not a dirty goal. It's a beautiful goal to win a championship. The odd man rush that we had talked about all game comes back and bites Joe's. The late man not picked up, walks in, has way too much time, buries it, top corner. Yoder was just incredible, Joe, on Saturday. but scores the biggest goal of his career. And it's your Canisius Crusaders. The Crusaders are your Niagara Cup champions. We'll break down this goal, Joe. It's such a pretty one, and Yoder was so good all series long. Here's the intercept, and so they've got numbers. Again, Joe's got what we call the yard sale here. We'll break this down. Here's the play by the Crusaders. Quick. Stop it right here, Joe. Or, sorry, Tim. Okay, so right now I'm saying, okay, it's going to be a 2-on-1. Okay? Here's the one defenseman. Joe's has got numbers coming back. Let's go ahead and play it a little bit more, Tim. Stop it here. This is the play. I can't believe it. But Butcher decides to cut across instead of taking it wide. This defenseman that looks like it's going to go down, these two get tied up. You're going to see a drop pass here to Yoder. And it's a beauty. And now Yoder, way too much time and space. Nobody picks up the late guy. And Yoder, TJ, gets the biggest of his life. Buries it, top corner. Beats Murph. And the Crusaders win 3-2 in what was an unbelievable championship, Joe, and an unbelievable series. Wow.
TJ Yoder, Carter Butcher, joined at the hip coming into the season, both coming from Section 6 schools. TJ Yoder, the former Grand Island Viking, connects and scores the game-winning goal in the 2026 Niagara Cup from the former Star Point Spartan, Carter Butcher. Yoder, just his 6th goal of the year.
Well, he was so good on Saturday. Joe, on Saturday, he was fantastic. I mean, you know, that's how it works. He had a goal and 2 assists on Saturday. He scored their 3rd goal in the 2nd period when Canisius had the huge surge. Also assisted on 2. And the Crusaders, wow. Again, on paper, coming into the year, you got to think that JOES being the back-to-back Niagara Cup and state champions are favored, but some timely transfers too. Credit Coach Belcito. Got a couple players from the public schools and gets the transfer goalie from Long Island, and it's the Crusaders that play next Saturday at 3. The chance to win the Catholic State Championship. Congratulations to Sam Belcito and his staff.
Big performance in net from the senior Jack Grillo as well. 28 saves on 30 shots for St. Joe's. Enzo Murphy stopping at 24 of 27 as now the big moment here, Rich, the post-game ceremony. You were a part of that for so many years on the St. Joe's side when your teams won the Niagara Cup. Both teams now lining up on their respective blue lines. You can see the emotion on the faces of the St. Joe's Marauders right now. They had a great year, 20 wins, 4 losses, and 2 ties. The seniors will have a lot of memories going all the way winning the Catholic State title last year. But this year, this night, it is their night. The Canisius Crusaders, 19-4-1 now. They will now advance to the Catholic State Championship Saturday. March 7th. A big matchup, as you said, from the big out-of-town team as well. You can catch that contest right here on Western New York Athletics. As we are listening in here on the ceremony. And, Rich, it's going to be a quick turnaround now. It's Monday. The next game is Saturday. Chaminade is coming in now. What can we expect from Sam Belcino and his group as they get ready for the city title?
Well, yeah, their focus will change real quickly. Yoder's named the MVP, scores such a beautiful goal. He'll remember that forever. You know, Joe, I was just thinking about something, though. I'll answer your question, but we were there for the turning point in this whole situation, and in my opinion, it was in December. Canisius falls down 3-1 after that first period. They come back. It was game 2 of this unbelievable series. Not game 2 of the playoff. I'm talking about game 2 of just their games. And they come back and win 5-4 after being down 3-1. What a story for Grillo. Gets called upon, the senior. He was fantastic throughout this game, and certainly we did not expect him to start, Joe. In fact, they announced Jacob Wiest as the starter, but Jack Grillo, the senior, leads his team, and he gets the Miggy Award. I was so fortunate to know Miguel Rodriguez, just a class act. Covered high school sports for the Buffalo News. Captains getting their championship plaque and the Niagara Cup. One of those nice trophies, too. Been fortunate enough to.
David Barzak, Johnson. Sorry, partner. David Barzak and Luke Borzak receiving the trophy. And now they celebrate.
The Niagara Cup champions win it all. But yeah, it's a quick turnaround for Sam Belcino. Chaminade, same thing. They just won their championship, so another week of practice for Canisius, and they'll look to win a state championship on Saturday at 3. Should be a great game. Coach John Cristiano and the Marauders, obviously devastation, but a great season for them. This was going to come down to one of those plays, and really was a coin flip in overtime. Yoder buries it, and your Crusaders win the Niagara Cup.
Big thanks again to our entire crew. A big night that I'm sure that, as we mentioned, Andrew Miller, he loved this rivalry so much. But big thanks again to our entire crew, our producer, Tim Gardner, our camera operator, Russ Battaglia. Big thanks to Frank Wolf as well for putting this together behind the scenes. For my partner for the 55th time, the Coach Crow, Rich Crozier, I'm Joe Kraus. We thank you all for tuning in. This has been a presentation of the Niagara Cup Final in Monsignor Marin Athletics right here on Western New York Athletics.